Hola clase y bienvenido. Hoy vamos a hacer repaso de vocabulario número 1. Nosotros escuchamos la cantante Nathy Peluso y la canción se llama Buenos Aires. Remember, listening to music is one of the easiest way to get a better ear for Spanish. One of the most difficult skills to acquire is getting an ear for it. And that's because we need to hear the sounds that we haven't heard. So it's really important that you expose yourself to as much as possible. It'll make your life a lot easier. And what a better way to learn a language. And so here, es un foto que yo saqué en, no sé, 2012. 2012. I took this picture in 2012. In Nicaragua. Vamos a practicar las capitales un poco hoy. We're also going to continue to practice our capitals. I just love this picture of Nicaragua. There's so many different images that I have of Nicaragua. It is one of the poorest countries in Central America, but the culture is beautiful, the landscape is beautiful, and it's one of my favorite photos that I've taken. So, with that being said, ¿cuál es la capital de Nicaragua? Tiene agua en el nombre. It has water in the name. Managua. Muy bien. And like the canción se llama Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires es la capital de Argentina. Anda. Okay, so vamos a continuar practicando. La capital de Colombia. Bogotá. La capital de Honduras. Es un poco complicado. Tegucigalpa y la capital de Bolivia. Hay dos capitales, La Paz y el Sucre. Y aquí en la foto, la calle se llama la calle de muerte. So this street is called Street of Death. As you can see, there'd be no texting and driving here, as you shouldn't do that anyways. But one wrong move and adios. Okay, vámonos. España, la capital. Madrid, Perú, Lima y Uruguay. Montevideo. Muy bien. Okay, so you guys, I posted a cheat sheet for you. This is just a general review of a base vocabulary that you should already have. So this should be pretty easy for you. You're going to do a review activity, but this vocab cheat sheet might help you. You might not need it at all, depending on what level you are, but for some of you, it will help. So here I am to help you. Hola. Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hopefully by Spanish 204 you have these down pretty pat. Spanish 203 as well. Diferentes maneras a preguntar a alguien cómo estás. Different ways to ask people how they are. We have the informal cómo estás. The formal cómo está usted. So that is something that you would use with someone that you don't know, an elder, a police officer, someone that holds some kind of status in the community is when you use formal. Informal is with somebody that you're familiar with. I'm a very informal person, so I have no problem with you not using usted with me. ¿Qué tal is also an informal way to ask somebody what's going on, what's up. So, ¿cómo estás? Normalmente, I always start the conversation with usted, and then that Spanish speaker will let me know if I should continue to talk in a formal way or an informal. These are possible respuestas. Muy bien, very well. Bien, well. Regular, okay. No muy bien, not very well. Por supuesto, hay muchas más. There are so many different more. These are just a couple that the book gives, but these are possible. Enfermo, enferma means sick. Terrible, cansado. This one's always really popular with my students. Tired. Fantástico. And remember, these O's can be changed to A's if you are femenina. So keep that in mind. Even though they give you a list, there's always 50 million more ways to say things in Spanish. Also, depending on where you go. So you have y tú, y usted, and this is usually after I said estoy bien. Y tú? And so when someone says y tú, that usually indicates whether they're going to talk in the formal or informal and allows you to continue to speak informally. So both of these mean and you. One is the informal and one is the formal. Again, I'm going to give you the formal and informal ways to ask somebody their name. They all mean the same thing, so it's a matter of preference and also who you're speaking to. So the informal, ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cuál es tu nombre? The formal, ¿Cómo se llama usted? ¿Cuál es su nombre? Again, they all mean the same thing, but all matters on the situation that you're in. Informal, formal. So diferente maneras, respuestas, right? So these are different answers for these questions. Me llamo, mi nombre es, soy. And again, they can all translate to mean the same thing as my name is. Though if I directly translated me llamo, that means I call myself. But in English, it would be very uncommon for say, oh, I call myself Bridget. So we translate it into how we say it in English, which would be my name is. Mi nombre es literally translates to my name is. Soy is soy Bridget. I am Bridget. But these are all correct ways to answer ¿Cómo te llamas? Or ¿Cómo se llama? So usually when you meet somebody for the first time, you would say mucho gusto, nice to meet you, encantado, enchanted, it's a pleasure, igualmente, likewise. Ways to ask somebody where they're from. De donde eres? De donde es usted? Again, I have the formal and informal. On the top is the informal and the bottom is the formal. And the answer is the same either way for these questions. So soy de. So if someone asked me de donde es usted, I'd say yo soy de Buffalo or yo soy de los Estados Unidos. Aquí en la foto tenemos Argentina y Chile, la capital de Argentina, Buenos Aires, la capital de Chile, Santiago, Uruguay, Montevideo, Paraguay, Asunción, Bolivia, La Paz y El Sucre. So these are different ways, despedidas, to say goodbye. Again, I'm giving you a short list that's in our book, but there are plenty of ways to say it depending on what country you go to. Adios is goodbye. Hasta luego, see you later. Hasta mañana, see you tomorrow. So let me go to the next one. Like I said, there's lots of different ways to say this. So those were just a couple. These are ones that are also really common. Hasta pronto, which means see you soon. Ciao is really popular. So ciao is very European Spanish, but you might hear it anywhere. Nos vemos means we'll see each other. Pura vida, I'm going to explain what that is in a second. It's one of my most favorite sayings. Y tengo que irme, I have to go. So these are all options to say goodbye as well. Y por supuesto, muy popular, hasta la vista, right? Until the next time we see each other. So what does pura vida mean? This is one of my favorite quotes that comes from Costa Rica, and it's really hard to understand it. When you go to Costa Rica, you really get the vibe that everyone's living like pura vida. So what does that mean? Associated with many different English interpretations like pure life, take it easy, enjoy life, all good, purity in life, hello, goodbye, this is life, and many, many more. The point is that foreigners truly don't have a true grasp of the meaning of pura vida as they are not Costa Ricans themselves. It doesn't mean that we can't understand this, but it means that no matter what your current situation is, life for someone else can always be less fortunate than your own. So you need to consider that maybe your situation isn't all that bad, and no matter how little or how much you have in life, we are all here together, and life is short, so start living it pura vida style. So imagine an entire country of people that have this mentality, like we are all in this together. Someone has it worse than me, life is good. So they use pura vida to say goodbye, but they also use it to answer the question, ¿Cómo estás? I can say, ¿Cómo estás? Pura vida. Buenos días. Pura vida. Adios. Pura vida. And so it's used in so many different ways. And I just love the idea that we can think of other people for 1 minute and put them in front of our own needs, which is, doesn't happen too often. So pura vida is a Costa Rican phrase that is commonly used as a goodbye. So continue on though. So we're going to do some objects that are probably really familiar for you. El bolígrafo is pen. La computadora portátil is your laptop. El cuaderno is a notebook or folder. It's going to be notebook in your assignment though. El escritorio is desk. El lápiz, pencil. El libro de texto, textbook. La mesa is table. La mochila is backpack. El papel is paper. El pizarrón is chalkboard. La puerta is door. El reloj is watch or clock. La silla is seat or chair. La tarea is homework. El teléfono celular is cell phone. La ventana is window. Días de la semana, we're going to do days of the week. Domingo, lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado. So you have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Hopefully these are all ringing a bell with you. It's just a review to get your mind into Spanish if it's been a while or you just needed a little bit of a refresher. So here we have some verbs. These are just specifically AR verbs that we're working with today. Cenar is to eat dinner. Contestar is to answer. Descansar is to rest. Llamar is to call. Llegar, to arrive. Llevar is to carry. Navegar is to navigate. Pagar is to pay. Pasar tiempo is to spend time. Y practicar is to practice. So remember, in Spanish or any language that you're learning, you need to hear a word 7 times before your brain remembers it. And maybe it's been a couple years since you've learned Spanish. It's like riding a bike. You really need to start practicing every day to get into the flow of things again, right? If you don't use it, you lose it. So hopefully these reviews are going to help you, find these words if you've lost them, and they'll come back to you. If not, you got to keep on practicing and find the way that it is right for you. So what I'm going to do now is show you the activity that you are going to be doing to have you maybe have less questions. It shouldn't be that easy, or it shouldn't be that difficult to do, but just in case, I'm going to show you. Okay, so I've opened up our adaptive learning assignment on Connect. And it's similar to things that you've done in the past. So if you've had me before, you'll be used to this. If you haven't, hopefully this will help you. So you have a whole bunch of different questions here. For example, this one you actually have to do a listening activity.
¿Qué tal? ¿Qué tal?
So select the English
¿Qué tal?
equivalent of the Spanish expression you hear. ¿Qué tal is what they said. So I would pick, how's it going? And rate your confidence high. Did I get it right? I did, right? So it'll explain to you why. How's it going? How are you? And then it explains to you what the other ones mean as well. So sometimes you actually have to write your answer. So this one, Rosa says, ¿Cómo estás? Monica says, Estoy muy blank, gracias. And Rosa says, Yo también. So I would say probablemente bien. And I'm going to say I have high confidence, and it's correct. Select the English equivalent to the Spanish expression you hear.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas? What is your name? Hi. So, what's your name? Continue. Correct. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Jose, hola, Maria, estoy muy bien. So, complete the dialogue with the most logical for familiar situation. Use accent marks where necessary. Hola, Maria, estoy muy bien. ¿Y tú? So sometimes you have to do a little bit of critical thinking. Alt 168, if you have Word, is how you do an upside down question mark. ¿Y tú? Let me see how this goes. I'm just going to write anything so I can finish it because I'm not sure what the answer is supposed to be. So this is really good. I was supposed to put E in the first one and 2 in the second one. So this is good that I'm navigating this with you. So note that if there's 2 blanks and there's 2 words, then you put each one in blank. So that's really helpful. Okay. Hola, señora López, ¿cómo está usted? Estoy muy bien, gracias. Y usted. So notice that you needed to use that formal in this one. So paying attention to formal and informal make a big difference. Select the expression that best fits the image of the two business executives. If they're business executives, they're probably speaking formal, and I would pick ¿Cómo está usted? So hopefully you guys, you have a better idea. I've given you plenty of time to do this because you can start working on it and stop it if you need to, but hopefully it'll be a really, really good refresher in what you need to do. So if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I am happy to assist you. Que tenga buen día y nos vemos pronto. Ciao!